So let us start with the list concept today. In the last session, we have seen how to create arrays, how to write the logic with the help of arrays. Now we'll try to understand list concept. So before I go with the list, everybody is comfortable with the array concept? Everyone is comfortable with array? What is an S object? What is a wrapper class? What is an array? Array of wrapper classes, array of S object. This is what we have done. Right. Let us go to the next concept here. We are trying to start the list. What is a list? List is a collection of similar elements. List is a collection of similar elements. It will have all the similar type of elements. So list of integer, every element will be integer. List of string, every element will be a string. List of account, every element will be an account. List of contact, every element will be a contact. Group of elements we are taking. Now the question is, when you already have concept of array, why are you going for a collection? We had a variables. When you have a variables, the problem is memory is not allocated at one place. I am finding it difficult to search for the element. So I went to a concept of array where the memory is allocated. Now, when you already have a concept of array, why you are going for concept of collection? What is the need of going for a collection? Now, let us look at the next example here. Let us take an example. Now, I was inviting a group of people for my house for lunch. I was inviting. Now I was inviting a couple of guests for lunch at my house. I invited all the boys. I invited 100 boys for my lunch party. When I invite 100 people, now only 70 people or 60 people came. Now what happened? I was expecting 100. I prepared the food for 100, but only 70 people are turned. Now there's a wastage of the food. Now I invited lunch. This time I called all girls. 100 people I called girls. Now who came? Friends also came. I expected only 100. 1,000 people came. Now what happened? Now I was expecting only 100, but 1,000 people turned. I will not be able to provide the sufficient food. Now it is scarcity. Now in both the cases it's a drawback. Okay, in both the cases I will not be able to. If I know exactly that 100 people are going to come, if I prepare for 100, then it's a perfect. But when you're expecting 100, but only 30 people came, there's a wastage of memory. When I'm expecting 100, 200 people came, I will not be able to accommodate. Right? The same story I told. We have a movie theater. A movie theater with a 500 seating capacity. Now our Sampurnesh Babu movie released. Now 1,000 people want to watch this movie, but capacity is only 500. I will not be able to accommodate. Now there are 500 capacity, only 10 people came for a movie. I will not be able to, reduce it because the size is fixed. The theater size is fixed. The size of the theater is fixed. We will not be able to increase or decrease it. In both the cases, there's a drawback. Then they told, boss, when you don't know the exact size, then array is not the suitable concept because this may lead to scarcity or overload. Overflow or underflow. This is a problem with this. If you know exact size, then it will fit. If you don't know exactly how many elements are going to be, how many elements will be coming, then array is not the concept. Then the concept is collections. What is this collection? Collection can increase, decrease the size based on your requirement. They will not specify that I have 10 size, I have 20 size, I have 50 size. They say I am blank. If one person is coming, 1. Second person is coming, I will increase to 2. Third person, 3. One person left, decrease to 2. One more person left, decrease to 0. 10 people came, I will increase to 10. 100 people came, increase to 100. Now 40 people left, decrease to 60. 30 people left, decrease to 30. So based on the runtime operation, I will increase the size and decrease the size. There is advantage of going for a collection. Collection will grow and reduce its size depends upon the runtime requirement. Collection can increase and decrease the size, memory capacity depends upon the runtime operation. Is that was clear? So what are the topics that we have in the collection? There are 3 topics we have in the collection: list, set, map. List, set, map. Now, let me take a quick example. Now we have the classroom. In the classroom, first person came sitting in the first chair. Second person came sitting in the second chair. Now everyone is a student. Okay, doesn't matter. Now everyone we consider as a student here. So it is a collection of students in the classroom. First student came, first chair. Second student, second chair. Third student, third chair. It is called order of insertion. First person is coming and sitting in first chair. Second person coming and sitting in second chair. Third chair. The order in which you are coming, the same order you are occupying. Right. So what is this called? Order of insertion. Order of insertion. The order in which I inserted, in the same order the elements are stored. Now I know who is the student who came to the class first. Because the order in which you are coming, in the same order you are sitting, so I know which student came to the classroom first. First student was sitting in first chair. Second student was sitting in second chair. Is that was clear for you? Right? So order of insertion is confirmed. Now, let us go to the second point. Now the person is coming inside the class. Now there will be 1 or 2 students who will come and sit in the first chair, second chair, 1 book, third chair, 1 bag, fourth chair, 1 pen. My friend. Now, is a duplicate chairs are accepted? Right? Yes, no? You will come. There is no restriction that 1 student has to occupy 1 chair. Now you come inside, you will occupy the space for your friends. Okay. Then second chair, third chair. Same, we can have duplicate elements. Person coming in, so same value we can insert multiple number of times. Person coming, occupying first chair, second chair, third chair, fourth chair. So order of insertion. You are maintaining a order of insertion and duplicate values are also accepted. This concept we call it as list. In all the 3 cases, size can increase, decrease. But list, order of insertion is maintained and duplicate values are accepted. Now, what is the concept of set? Now, but practically, are you following the list concept? First person coming and sitting in first chair, second, no. Duplicates are accepted, but you are not following the order of insertion. When you come inside, when you come into the classroom, according to your Kundali, your Jyotish method told northeast seat, suitable for learning Salesforce. So when you come, you'll occupy that particular seat at the last corner. Right? You come first or last, but you will sit only in the chair. Now what is it? The order in which you are coming, you're not occupying the same seat. When you come inside, as per your requirement, you are choosing particular seat and sitting. So is the order of insertion is maintained? First student sitting in the first chair? No. When you come, it's a group of chairs, wherever he is feeling comfortable, he is sitting. Now he is not going to occupy any chair for his friends. No duplicates. So order of insertion is not accepted. Duplicates are not accepted. So it is also increase and decrease, but order of insertion is not maintained. Duplicates are not accepted. If you don't want duplicate, set. You want duplicate, list. Otherwise, both the concepts are same. If you want to maintain the duplicates, list. Don't want to maintain the duplicates, set. Okay. Order of insertion is maintained. Order of insertion is not maintained. Otherwise, both the concepts are same. When you want to have a duplicates, list. I don't want to have a duplicates, set. When do you come to list or set? When you don't know the size, exact size, how many people are going to come? I am not sure. Then I will take a list or set so that it can increase as per requirement, decrease as per requirement. Then, what is the third concept we have? Map. What is the third concept we have? Map. When you already have a list and set, what is the use of map? I told you, duplicates are accepted, list we have. Don't want to accept the duplicates, set we have. Then what is the use of map? Now, map will store the data in the form of key value. Right. Let us say today is Valentine's Day. Right. People want to, they store the mobile phone. Let us assume you're not storing the numbers with the name and phone number. You're only storing the numbers. You want to make a call to your girlfriend and wish Valentine's Day. Now, if there is no name, what do? List is what? Collection of elements. Collection of phone numbers. Set is what? Collection of phone numbers. It is not name phone number, name phone number. It is what? Collection of phone numbers, collection of names. So names will be separate, phone numbers will be separate. In the mobile phone, there are no names, only phone numbers you have. You want to wish your girlfriend on the Wellness Day. Now what do? Make a call to first number. Are you Divya? No. Sorry. Second, Divya? No. So what happened? Now the search has become very difficult for you. You know that your number is in that list. But how do you trace that number? Now there is only one option. Take the first number, call. Are you Divya? No. Disconnect. Second, third, fourth, until you find right person. Because the search is becoming more. It is taking more time for your search. It is taking more time for your search because if you want to search, take the first element, second element, third element, fourth element until you find. If you want to store a group of element, list and set are very suitable for you because we are storing a group of element. But in that group of element, if I want to search for a particular element, it is becoming difficult for me because I have to search each and everything until I find. That is the reason in the mobile they are giving key value. Key is the name, value is the phone number. So when you store the name and phone number, what happened? You search based on name. You get only particular person, make a call. Now what is happening? Search is becoming easier. Otherwise, let us take another example. Every day you will be coming by 10:45 sharp with one book. Everything we give, you write it. Now I told open the notes of page block section. When I told open the notes of page block section, what do? You'll open the book, first page. Keep rotating until you find the page block because your book is a collection of pages. Your book is a collection of pages. In one of the page, you have written the notes about page block section. I ask you to open that particular page block section. What will you do? Search from first page, second page, third page. Why? Because it is only a collection of elements. If you want to search, it is finding difficult. Then what you have done? Some student has maintained an index, right? Topic name, page number. Topic name, page number. When I told you to open page block section, what do? You will go to index, see the topic name, corresponding page number, open it. Now, which is easy for you? Second option. Why? Because you are maintaining index. It is a key value pair. Map is a key value pair. It is not only for storing the data. You frequently perform retrieving. You store the data. You want to retrieve the value and use it. When you want to retrieve the value and use it, search should be easy for you. If you want to search for the data, then it should be a key value pair, which is nothing but a map concept. So what are the three concepts we have? In the collection, we can increase and decrease the size based on your requirement. So here we have list, set, map. Now, don't compare this with any one of the other languages. If you compare with the Java, there are almost 13 type of collections. And everything is different. Here we had only started with 3 methods: list, set, map. Each will have 10 methods. Simplified operation. Don't compare this with any other language. It is simple: list, set, map. No subtypes. Okay. So don't learn this concept with respect to any. From now, whatever we are going to learn has no connection with your any other roots. Okay. Let us go with this one. First, we are starting with the list. I hope conceptually things are clear. Variable to data type, variable to data type, variable, okay, primitive data types to wrapper class, primitive data type to wrapper class. Then already when you have data types, why are you going for array? When you already have array, why are you going for collection? I hope the flow is clear for everyone. When you already have a data type, it is not meeting my requirement. Data type is what frequently used format. They are defined as a data type. But whatever the frequently used format is there for me, according to my application, it is not existing. So I have designed my own format, which is called wrapper class. When you take as a data type, memory is not allocated sequentially, variables. So I want to take array of elements. So that memory is allocated sequentially. But if I want to go with array, size I have to know it. If I don't know the size, there may be a possibility of scarcity or overflow. To avoid this, they are going for a collection. The collection can increase, decrease the size. Are you clear about this? Now tell me one thumb rule when you go for collection. When you don't know the size. When you don't know the size, when you are not sure, I'll go for collections. Now I told, get me all the student data. How many students are there? I'm not sure. Now let us see. I can tell what is the strength of this batch. Strength of this batch is 165 members. But all the 165 members are coming every day to classroom? No, right? Someday it will be 120, someday it will be 140. Now, can I tell exactly how many students are coming today? I will not be. So I'll take what? List. Now, when you joined, 165 members are registered for the classroom training. But out of the 165 members who have taken classroom training, all of them are coming or may not be coming every day. Right? So this day, how many of you come? I cannot give it. So what happened? There is a reason I'm going for list. There is a reason I go for list. If I guarantee that every day these 165 members are coming and sitting in the classroom, then I'll say it's array. When I cannot guarantee that, okay, this day how many students will come, tomorrow how many students will come, then I'll go for list. Is that what's clear? List or set or map. Okay. I hope you got the point. Conceptually, the things are clear? Clear for everyone? Conceptually, things are clear? Okay. Let us go to critical information about list. List is a sub-element of type of collection. List is a collection of similar elements. Size of the list can grow or reduce based on runtime requirement. Size of the list can grow or reduce based on runtime requirement. List is a type of collection. List is a collection of similar elements. Size of the list can grow or reduce based on runtime requirement. Elements in the list are referred using index value start with index value start with 0. Index value start with 0. Now, array is also referred with index only. Array is also referred with index only. Array is also, okay, array is also collection of similar elements. They are referred with index. And index value start with 0. Right. Now let us see. List maintains insertion order. List maintains insertion order. List accept duplicate values. List maintains insertion order. List accept duplicate values. Then in the Salesforce, in Apex programming, we have predefined Apex class list to implement this. Syntax: now It is a primitive data type or reference. Is it a primitive or non-primitive? It is not a primitive. List of data type listing. Let's take some examples. Now that ages is a primitive or reference? Is it a primitive or reference? It is a reference variable. All the lists are reference variable. So if it is a reference variable, list about list of contact, list of integer, list of string, list of account, list of contact. So all these are what? All these are what? Reference variable. All these are what? Reference variable. All these are reference variable. Right. Now, if it is a reference variable, what I was supposed to do? If it is a reference variable, what I was supposed to do? Initialize the memory. Initialize the memory. Okay. So how do you do it? Initialize the memory for the list. Now, try to get a clarity here. Try to get a clarity here. Now let us see. Everyone look at this point, a quick point. Don't copy, boss. Understand. Now I have taken this. What is the size? System.debug. Now is it a empty or blank? Empty or? Is it empty or null? Accounts is what? It is a null. It is a null. Because it's a reference variable, you are not assigned any memory. It is a reference variable, you are not assigned any memory. Because it is a reference variable, you are not assigned any memory, then it is what? Null. But the same thing if I give accounts equal to new list of accounts. Now what did I do? I initialize the memory, but there are no elements. I initialize the memory, but there are no elements. Now it is what? Blank. There is a difference between empty and null. Now once the memory is assigned, there are no elements, it is an empty. If the memory is not assigned, it is a null. Is that what's clear? Now tell me, all these are what? Is it empty or null? All these are null. In this case, all these are empty. We have, these are null, these are empty. These are null, these are empty. These are null, these are empty. I hope you are good with this. Everyone has followed this? Everyone has followed? Okay. Now, how do you initialize the value? Static initialization. What is the static? At the time of creating the list itself, you want to assign the values. Like I have list of age is equal to new list of. This we call it as static initialization. At the time of creating the list itself, we are assigning the value. If you know that these values are going to be there, this is called static initialization. How do you assign the value dynamically? By using methods. What are the methods we have? Add. What is this add element? This method will insert new element at the last index. This method will insert the new element at the last index. Try to get the point. This method will insert the new element at the last index. Now I have example. List of integer. What type of elements I can insert in this list? If I say list of integer, what type of elements I can insert? Ages dot add. I can insert integer value. What is the element we are inserting? Then I had integer a equal to 20. We are adding a. What is a? A is an integer value 20. A is an integer value 20. Where is the element added? Element is added. B equal to 40. Now, the moment I say add, it is going to add the element at the last index. It is going to add the element at the index, last index. It is going to add the element at the last index. Integer add 10, 20, 40. Add is a method which will add the element at the last index. So every time I add, it is added at the last index. I hope you are good with this. Now let us do an example. The list. Store. Add. Now, write this program. Put the diagonal representation. You understand the element is added at the last position. Three names are going to be in which format? String format. Straight away value I have given. You can also take string A equal to Bangalore. First you have to create an element, then add it to the list. Create an element, then add it to the list. First create an element, then add it to the list. This is how we are doing it. Is that was clear? So first create a string, then add it to the list. Create a string, then add it to the list. Now where is the element added? By default, the element is added at the last position. By default, the element is added at the last position. Right. Let us go to the next one. Next one we had add index comma element. Add index comma element. So what was that? Now I don't want to add the element at the last position. I want to add the element at a particular position. In this case, element is added at the last position. In this case, element is added at the last position. Now we don't want to add at the last position. We want to add at a particular position. What we do? This method will add at the given index. Now let us take an example. I was taking it list of integer is equal to I have the list like this. When you have the list like this, this is the list what I have. This is the list we have. Now what we are doing, I told ages dot add 1 comma 90. Generally when you say 90, let's say 90. When I say 90, what will happen? Element is added at the last position. When I say 90, element is added at the last position. I don't want to add the element at the last position. I want to add the element at a particular position. Here I am saying ages dot add 1 comma 44. What happens here? One, so it is 44. Element is added at the index 1. Element is added at index 1. Remaining elements are pushed to right. It is not replace. We are not replacing. We are not replacing. We are pushing. We are not replacing. We are adding the element at that position. We are pushing it. Replace is different. So we had ages dot add 3 comma 66. At the index 3, we are adding 66. This is how we got. Ages dot add 3 comma 66. This is how we are creating it. I hope you are good with this. Add element at the given index. When you say add, it is going to add the element at the last position. But we want to add the element at a particular index. Then we say add index comma element. Create a list, store the names. Create this example. Right, done. You are expecting me to complete? I can put it as a static first. Just put the index for your clarity, so that next time when you refer, it will be easy for you to understand the concept. So we're getting 0, then we are adding the Pune, which is going to be at the index. At what index it is going to be added? Last. This is how we are going to add. Next, we told cities dot add index 2. Then I'm going to put it. Right, boss? Specify the index and the elements. I hope you are good with this. Next, if I want to get the element, this is to insert the element. Similarly, if you want to get the element, how do you get the elements? How do you get the elements? Based on index. Based on index only we get the elements. Let us see. This dot add 1 comma. Right. Let us look at the next method. Add index comma element. Now we are getting next one. Get of index. This will return the element at the given index. This will return the element at the given index. This will return the element at the given index. This will return the element at the given index. Now let us take this list of integer age is equal to, boss, when I'm explaining, listen. Right, why you are filling your books? It's not JNTU exam. Right? So we are taking list of elements here. Now in this list of elements, all the elements are going to be what? Integer only. Now at every index, what type of elements will be there? Because it is a list of integers, at every position only integer values will be there. We are going to say integer a equal to ages dot get of 2. At index 2, what value we have? 30, which is going to be integer. Because it is a list of integer, we are going to get integer values only. Now get the element which is at given index. Get the element which is at given index. At index 2, we have 30. At index 4, we have 50. So get the element which is at given index. Get the element which is at given index. Create a list of cities. Get me the element at index. Complete this example.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you show me previous example once? I have a question. When we are passing this string Hyderabad, Bangalore, so we are first in passing three values
Okay.
Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. You are giving Pune as a
Just to tell you that index value was.
okay.
Just to tell
So
that if you
we
yeah,
so we can't pass all the values together like string.
I told
Yeah.
I have taken this example to represent different formats. Right.
Okay.
So first one I have taken as a static to tell that it is a static. To differentiate
Okay.
between add index and add, I have taken one element with the add. To tell that when you say add, it is added at the last position. That's the reason I have taken this separately and added here.
Okay. So, sir, we can give all the values together also, like Pune also.
Yes. Yes.
And okay, okay. Thank you.
Then how we are creating this box? So it's a list of string. What values will be there in the list? String values will be there. See, when do I go? If somebody is asking the question now, I'll give you. When do you go for static allocation? When you already know at the time of creating an array, if you already know what values are there, then we'll give it. If you don't know, then we'll add it. At the time of creating only if you know what values will be there, straight away I can give it. Now in this case, I know what values are there. That is the reason I have given straight away. If I don't know what values are going to be, based on the program I have to fetch the value, then I'll make it add. At the time of creating, if you already know what values are there, we can straight away give like static. Then you're going to get the values with index. Now get the elements. Element at index 1. String A equal to. Why did I take string? It is a list of string. So elements will be a string. If it is a list of integer, elements are going to be integer format, right? If people are taking a backup, first time, write your programs, right? System dot debug A. So at A index 1, you're getting Bangalore. So we're getting string B equal to city names dot get of 2 at index 2. Now because it's a list of string, we're going to get a string values. If it is a list of integer, we're going to get integer values. List name dot get of index. Name of the list. List is the name of the group. The group name is the list name. In the group, we are going to put individual elements. First, create an individual element, then add it to the group. First, create individual element, add it to the group. I hope you're good. At 2, we had. At 0, we have. I hope you're good. Okay. Then let's go to the next one. Remove the element. In the list of elements, I don't want to get. I want to remove. Remove of index. Remove of index. This method will remove the element from the list. Method the element this method will remove the element at a given index. Now the point is, why is giving index? Why is not telling remove 30, remove 40? Why is not able to tell directly remove 30, remove 40? Because list will accept duplicate values. When I say remove 30, there may be more than 130. Which 30 we want to delete? When I say remove 90, there may be more than 190. Which 90 you want to remove? Let us take an example here. I have list will accept duplicate values. List accept duplicate values. Now, when I given this, I want to remove 10. Which 10 you want to remove? Is it the first 10 or last 10? Right. Now tell me which 10 you want to remove. When I say remove 10, which 10 you want to remove? There is a conflict because there are more than one elements. That is the reason in the list, if you want to delete, we have to delete based on index only. So when I say ages dot remove index, then remove the element from the index. So we know which specific element you want to delete. Remove the element from index 4. Right? So in the set, in the list, if you want to remove, you have to remove by using index 1. Is that was clear for everyone? Right? Remove of index. Remove of index. Remove of index. This is how we are removing it. Is that was clear for everyone? Clear? So this is how we are giving. Remove of index. Remove a particular element from the. Remove the element at the given index from the list. The next we have clear. Clear. This will remove all the elements from the list. This will remove all the elements. This will remove all the elements from the list. Clear. This method will remove all the elements from the list. So I got here. Age is not clear. When I say age is not clear, it will remove all the elements from the list. They print ages. Right? So clear. This is to remove every element from the list. When you want to remove a particular element, remove off index. When you want to remove everything, it's a clear. List dot clear. List dot clear. Okay. Now we have is empty. This will return true if the list is empty. This will return true if the list is empty. We had ages dot is empty. Ages dot is empty. This will return true if the list is empty. False. Is empty. It will return true if the list is empty. Size. Size. This will return number of elements in the list. This will return number of elements in the list. This will return number of elements in the list. Count of number of elements in the list. Size. This will return count of number of elements in the list. Count of number of elements in the list. Next we have sort. This will sort the data in the ascending order. Next method we have sort. This will sort the data in the ascending order. Ages dot sort. This will sort the data in the ascending order. Ages dot sort. Sort the values in the list in the ascending order. Sort the values in the list in the ascending order. This will sort the data in the ascending order. Only ascending order. If you want a descending order, you have to write your own logic. This will sort the data in the ascending order. If you want to sort the data in the descending order, you have to write your own logic for it. You have to write your own logic. Right. Then, now I hope you got the basic knowledge. Then let's move to the basics again. Here, how are you creating the list now? How are you creating the list? Look at this. List of data type, list name, right? Initialization. Look at the point. Here we give list of data type, list name equal to new list of. This is one format. Another format is list of data type, list name equal to this is one format which you have seen till now. This is one format which you have seen till now. The other format what we have is we can straight away pass list or a set here. Look at this example. I have list of string set is equal to I can create a list of string places equal to new list of string. So every element in the list now every element in the list, every element in the cities are added to what was that? You going to give Hyderabad, Bangalore. Is that was clear for everyone? So either I can create a empty list like this, or already existing list, I can create a new list with the existing data. I can create empty list, or I can create a list with the existing data. Are you clear about it? I can create an empty list, or I can create a list with the existing list. So when I say list of string places equal to new list of string cities, all the data which is in cities is added to places. All the data which is in cities is added to places. I hope you are good. Clear for everyone? Right. This is one format. I hope everyone is clear with this. Next one. I want to go with add all. What is the next method we have? Add all. Now, if you want to add a list of elements to a list, or if you want to add a set to a list, then we use add all. Add all means it will add one list to another list. Add one element. Add all the elements in one list added to another list. Add all the elements in one set added to one list. Look at this. This method will add all the elements in one list to another list. This method will add all the elements in one list to another list. Then I'm having values dot add values dot zero comma. What was this? $40. This is what we have. Then I'm saying values dot add all. When you say values dot add all ages are added to values. Now it is going to be add all. All the elements which are in ages, they are added to values. If you want the list of elements to be added to a list, we use add all. If you want a list of elements to be added to a list, we use add all. Similarly, we have one more. Add all. Stuff list we are taking set. Concept is same. Only the point is instead of list we are taken set. Add all the, this method will add all the elements in the set to the list. Add all. So what are the methods we have seen for the day? Add index comma element, then add all, then remove, get, clear, size, is empty, sort. These are the methods. Still we have some other methods like set the value. Set means what? Replace. We want to replace the value. We'll see it in the next session. But I hope these methods are clear for everyone. Concept is clear. So tell me, when you already have a concept of list, when you already have a concept of array, why are you coming to the list? When do you take a list? When do you take array? When the size is fixed, you will go for array. Size is not fixed, list. When you are not sure how many elements we are going to get, I will go for list. List is a primitive or reference. Now, what is the difference between null and empty? Null and empty. Null is memory is not allocated. Empty is allocated. There are no elements. There are no elements. Will the list accept duplicates? Right? Will the list maintain insertion order? What do you mean by insertion order? Okay, the order in which we have inserted the elements, in the same order, the elements are stored. Okay, what is the difference between add and add index? Add will add the element at last. Index will add the element at particular position. Why are you taking index for deleting an element? Because there is a scope of having a duplicate values. Okay, to know exactly to which element you want to delete, there is a scope of having a duplicate elements. To know exactly which element we are deleting, we are going with the index. We are going with index. How do you find the size of an array? Size of an array, array dot size. How do you find the size of a list? List dot size. Now, how do you sort the elements in ascending order? We have a predefined function called sort. How do you sort the elements in the descending order? We have to write our own logic with a for loops. We have taken just the basic list here. Now, I wanted to create a couple of examples here. Till now, people have packed your bags. Create a upper class student with the name, create a list of students, insert the following. Start doing these two examples.
Yes.
Yeah. Any queries?
In the list name, age is a integer. Okay. I
Come
don't
again?
know how. In the list, లిస్ట్ ఐడికి ఏజ్ అనేది ఉంది సార్, అది వచ్చేసి ఇంటీజర్ అవుతుంది కదా.
See,
ఇంటీజర్
I
ఎలా
told
రాయాలి?
you, now I told you to create a wrapper. Now all together is a wrapper. It's not a separate data.
స్టూడెంట్ డేటా సెకండ్ వన్, లిస్ట్ 2.
See, it's a list of student amount. You're not supposed to like separate them. Now it is going to be a list of student.
ఓకే.
You create list of student. So what we are doing? We have created a wrapper. What is the data type now? Data type is student. It is a data type, right? Student is a data type. Now you are going to add it. Student dot add. Right? Now they are not. Now you are taking a similar type of data: name, phone, age, name, phone, age. That is the reason I have created a wrapper class, which will have name, phone, age. Then I have taken a list of. Then I have taken a list of student. I hope you are good with this.
Okay, sir.
People can do that. I am creating a student, add them to. I told you already, there is a list of student. First, we have to create a student. Then add the student to the list. If it is a list of student, create the student first, add it to the list. That is the reason I have created a student S1 with the following data. Then add it to list. What is the name of the list? STD. Create element, add it to the list. Create element, add it to the list. I hope you are good. Clear, boss? Okay. I hope you can complete the remaining example. Right, boss? Okay. That's all from my end. We'll continue tomorrow with the remaining modules. Let me clarify the classroom first. I'll come. Wait for a minute. Online, wait for a minute. Right. Now, classroom, any queries? Anyone has any queries from the classroom? No? Right? No queries, right? Practice this method. Again, online, please wait for a minute, mouse. Again, I'm repeating. Array, list, set, map are the core concept. Okay, list, array, list, set, map are the core concept. If you are strong with this concept, 80% of the development, you are comfortable. So practice more number of example. And this should be a combination of list of wrapper, list of S object, set of wrapper, set of S object, map of wrapper, map of S object. Don't practice with a list of string, list of integer. More number of example you have to practice with a list of S object, list of wrapper. Practice more complex example. Don't practice a good morning, good night messages and be happy. Now your concept should be list of wrapper, list of S object. Practice more number of example. I'm making very clear. The moment you are comfortable with these three topics, 80% of the development you are comfortable. Because everywhere we are going to use the same. So practice more number of example. Do practice more number of example on this. Make it a complex, boss. Don't practice with the simple example, right? Now, in the Facebook community, I uploaded this Excel sheet. In the Facebook community, in the Satish Mala notes, I uploaded this Excel sheet. SFDC regular batches. Here in this, I started giving topic-wise use cases. I uploaded topic-wise use cases. Start implementing S object example, array examples. Then I started list. Topic-wise, I have given the examples. Start practicing these examples. Here I have given all the example as per the topic. Now, whatever the topics I'm covering from last 2 days, they are available as per the topic. Start implementing this topic-wise, right? So if you want to implement, it's the topic-wise I have given the examples. Start implementing them. There is in the Facebook community you find SFDC task regular batch. This is the Excel sheet name you find. There are almost 180 tasks available as per the topic. Start implementing them. Then once you're done with this, then start implementing tasks. In the task, I have not mentioned the topic name. I only gave use case. I only give use case. Based on the use case, you have to identify which topic you have to complete. So start implementing this after completing the development. After completing the at least 30 to 40% of the development, start doing this. But here, topic wise, I have given. Topic wise, I have given. Start implementing those examples, right? That's all from my end for the classroom. Yeah, online, go ahead now.
Yeah,
Online, somebody. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
in the last you explained, we have taken the student repo class and we created a list for that. So you like list and this should be the data type name. So why we are taking student here instead of taking
1 minute, Amma. 1 minute. When do you have underscore C?
Yes, Satish.
When will you create? When will you find an underscore C?
Whenever
Which
we
are
are taking
custom object or custom field?
a custom.
Custom object or custom field? How do you represent a custom object?
By object name underscore C, and
Right.
it is a custom.
Now, did I ask you to create an object or wrapper class here? What did I ask you to create?
Wrapper class.
Wrapper class. Now, in the wrapper class, it's a class. A class will have underscore C. Now, I'm asking you to refer to an object or I'm asking you to create a class here.
We take class.
Right. Because it's a class, we are not creating. If you are referring to the standard custom object called student, then you'll have underscore C. I'm not referring to an object. I'm asking you to create a class here. Okay.
No, I'm asking about this list student std equals to new list students.
Come again.
I'm asking for the this list student std equals to new list. This is
Okay.
a list we have taken for the student. So as per the syntax, it should be list, then data type name, then the variable name.
That's what I've taken. No. List data type name is student, variable name is std.
Okay, so we are not taking it as a string.
See, primitive data types, how many types of data types we have first? Let's have a clarity on it. Primitive data types are there. FX class we can take as a data type. S object we can take as a data type. Now here, why are you taking a wrapper class? What is a wrapper class? It is a user defined data type.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
This is user defined data type. So I was taking this. Okay.
Okay.
Integer string is a primitive. Here it is a wrapper class, which is taken as a data type.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, boss. That's all from my end. See you all in the next session.